They call it the greatest spectacle in racing. A century of tradition, Memorial Day, and the Indy 500. You know how your mom always said, don't make a spectacle of yourself? Yeah, well, Indy never listened either. It means ear-splitting horsepower by the ton, rocket ships on wheels, and 33 rock stars with nerves of steel. That's a lot to take in. So here is a little crash course on Indy.
Crash course? Too soon, bro.
First, give 300,000 fans a front row seat to a full-on missile launch. These guys are going 3 wide, 200 miles an hour at a freaking wall. If it were you or me, we'd our pants.
Come on, danger's my middle name.
The pilots of these road rockets got a team. Mechanics, engineers, NASA-grade, coolest nerds ever. The machines they build cover the length of a football field every second.
Give or take an inch.
Dude.
What, a millimeter, nanometer?
Just drive. Think these guys aren't athletes? Their office hits 120 degrees on a brisk day. These guys are fit. Tony, what are you doing?
Not now, I'm busy.
Crazy fit.
I can do this all day.
Like triathlons fit.
The Ironman, actually.
Easy there, Hannibal. G-force, anyone? You know that sinking feeling in your stomach when you ride a roller coaster? How about driving a friggin' roller coaster? Fighter pilots only do this for a few seconds. These guys eat gravity for hours.
Yeah, it's a 500-mile buffet.
Then you wash it down with a little milk, a wreath, and a smile. Power steering?
Nada.
Power brakes?
Nope.
You want to rest?
You call an 8-second pit stop rest.
Get back out there. You think you can handle it? Make sure this is your idea of a fender bender. Then you're back behind the wheel 3 hours later.
Could be sooner, but they have to fix the car. As I was saying,
it's a crazy gig. Death-defying flights into the unknown, risking your life to push the boundaries of science and... Yo, what's with the math? Show me some speed! That's what I'm talking about. Every lap a chance to gain a fraction of a second. Driver with the most fractions wins. So strap in for the most attended single-day sporting event on God's green earth. On a scale of 1 to 10, this one goes 500.
Welcome to the Indianapolis 500 telecast presented by Firestone.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the iconic anthem singer for the Chicago Blackhawks. Please welcome back Indiana University graduate Jim Cornelison to perform Back Home Again in Indiana.
Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new moon from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hallman & Company Chairman Tony George for the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engine!
Actor Jake Gyllenhaal and Boston Marathon bombing victim Jeff Bowman, you saw earlier, will wave the twin green flags. 11 rows of 3 ready to start. The Indianapolis 500-mile race. It'll be exciting. Let's see who wins. Power inside of Carpenter for second as Scott Dixon leads. Carpenter back on willpower. Tony Kanaan going to look to the inside. 54 lead changes in this race a year ago. How many will we have today?
Everybody's finally in line, Scott.
Most important part, get through turn 1 as we've always talked about. Also the first lap. I just remember the experience here being a rookie. I think about the 4 rookies we have in the field today, especially Fernando. Now there's some stuff going on, guys, that's not the time to do it. Just a couple of laps into the race.
That was Montoya and Jay Howard on the back straightaway.
This is the part of the race where you have to get into a rhythm quickly because you have a long way to go.
There is a new leader in the Indianapolis 500-mile race. It is Fernando Alonso. He has gone to the front a lap, now 2 laps ago. Here's the pass.
A brilliant move, timed perfectly, going past his teammate Alexander Rossi on the inside, preferred place to pass. Nice smooth move, not too far down the white line. Probably made some changes in the pit stop, I think, Eddie, to make that car work as well as it is.
Caution, turn 2. Trouble, oh my goodness, what a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it. Jay Howard is the other car involved. Dixon and Jay Howard. There is Dixon. Look at that car. It is destroyed.
There's nothing left of the back. That sawed the engine in half.
As we watch the cars go through here, guys, the car on the very top, okay, which is Jay Howard. We're going to roll this through now. Well, look at Jay. He's already way off the line. He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay.
On the top right there, on the top load.
He had nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go, and it landed exactly the way you don't want a car to land on a guardrail. He was just so lucky that the hard part of the car did not land 3 feet farther back.
Green flag. Alonso leads him down. Wow, Castroneves dusting off that outside lane in the gold and white car.
And he was wiggling all the way up to the top of that wall.
Helio back to 18th place. Here's Hunter Ray, picks up a spot. We watch this mad scramble into turn 3.
Some guys almost even into the grass. Everybody's aggressive on a start or restart as we ride along now with number 5 of James Hinchcliffe. Great time to pass people when they're all bunched together, but also the most dangerous time. And now Rossi back in front of his teammate.
Now watch Alonso.
Oh, now here comes Ryan Hunter-Reay in, along with a host of others, Alonso, Kanaan, Newgarden, and more. Rick?
Well, we got 2 of the leaders coming in. There's Fernando Alonso. They're relatively happy with the car, but Ryan Hunter-Reay just a few moments ago was complaining that he had a vibration in the right rear. They believe it's just the tire. They want to put a little bit of wing in it, and they send him back out. Slow stop, though, for Fernando.
What'll be with 66 laps to go in the Indianapolis 500. Fernando Alonso is out in front. He has led 3 different times. He's led the second most laps in the race. And he's going to get a chance to pace a rolling restart here with Ryan Hunter-Reay and Alexander Rossi behind him.
Outside now, outside clear.
That voice you heard was from the spotters. Each driver has 2 spotters on the racetrack, 1 in turn 1, 1 in turn 3, and they radio to the driver what's going on right now. The spotter in turn 3 for Fernando will be telling that Ryan Hunter-Reay is on the inside and just gone past.
That was a good test for Alonso. If there was a restart at the end with those, they've happened often. He's seen that even if you make it through 1 and 2, you're very vulnerable turning into 3 after a restart. Look.
Here he comes again. And the caution probabilities are, we're going to get another yellow. Who's that off the pace? That's an engine. That's Hunter-Reay. Smoke.
We've been waiting for that all day. That's the first time a Honda engine has had a problem.
Copy, we see it.
It's so disappointing.
My pick for winning the event this morning.
So if you're a Honda driver right now and you see one of your buddies start smoking, what do you think?
It's funny you said that because that was going through my head right then and there.
Just joining us and weren't with us earlier, one of the stories entering this month, Honda seemed to find a little extra horsepower over the Chevrolets, but they have had some reliability problems here on the Speedway. Ryan Hunter-Reay is out. Let's listen.
Oops. That's the same thing we heard with Hinchcliffe.
2 top 5 finishes in the last 2 years in this race. For the driver of the 83, he accelerates away and we go back under green. On almost every restart, Helio Castroneves has gone to the outside in 1 and 2. Look at this, 5 wide.
Oh, and they all make it somehow.
Started to say Castroneves has gone to the outside and gotten a couple of cars in the first couple of corners on each restart. Up front for the race lead, it's Max Chilton.
This is no time for trying passes. You have to commit to every pass that you try.
Here's Sato looking outside. Yellow flag, car in trouble.
Alonso's engine is broken.
Stop, man.
Well,
so sorry, man.
You can feel the frustration from here.
And that was team owner Michael Andretti on the radio. So sorry, man.
I would say this as he unfastens. He acquitted himself very well in his first try at the Indy 500.
In the car and out of the car.
Yes. He had to do a lot of things that a Formula One driver's not used to doing, publicity-wise and so on, and he did it.
Listen to the public. That is a racer.
Onto the front stretch, and let's listen. This is where it happens.
No warning.
Max Chilton is the race leader.
And we're probably okay to the end, but we don't know for sure until we've run a bit. We might need to do a hair of fuel saving. Everyone's in the same boat. So just go as fast as you can. There's 19 laps to go, and it's the Indy 500.
Go for it.
I completely agree. It's all or nothing.
17 laps to go. Green flag, and they get right after it. Jones to the outside of Sato. He gives way. Oh, trouble! Into the wall! And many more involved. James Hinchcliffe, Will Power, James Davison, Oriol Servia.
There's the contact right there that starts. It looks like Oriol Servia right down on the white line. And just at that point in time starts to lose control, and you see the 18, James Davidson, getting taken out at the same time. I mean, both those guys just in this event for the one race, both did a tremendous job here today. But we talk about as you get closer to the end, restarts or competing, that, you know, I've talked about this before because we've raced so many of these races, you don't give an inch anytime you go into a turn, and that's exactly what the result was here.
And that was literally a question of probably 5-6 inches.
Did you see how that rear wheel guard came across the top of Servia's car?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just in front of the cockpit.
That's about $1 million of damage going by on the screen. Now the drivers that are behind have literally nowhere to go, and they can't even see where they're going.
Kanon stuck through there.
He really does. I saw that in the previous one. Always seems to find a perfect way to get through it.
Chilton, Sato, Jones, Castroneves, green flag, 11 laps to go.
Sato lost a little bit trying to pass Chilton at the entrance to one.
Coming up for a bid on third, Castroneves looking to the outside of the rookie Ed Jones, and he's got him into the corner.
Now Sato has to worry about Castroneves.
10 laps to go. Here's Sato again with another run on Chilton. Too late in the straightaway.
Passes that are done here are usually arranged the previous turn. So in turns 3 and 4, if you want to pass down in 1, and the opposite, because if you try and do it going into a turn 2 or 4, you just never get it accomplished.
Everything is so close now. You cannot lift off. If you do, because you make a mistake in a pass, you'll get passed by 3 other cars.
So This is where he needs to stop looking and just set himself coming out of 4 to get a draft going down the front stretch and then pass into 1 if he can do it.
Chilton is doing everything he can to stop him on the outside.
Here comes Sato for the race lead into 1, side by side. Chilton keeps his foot in it, holds him off.
Chilton knows what line to take at this point. Everybody's tried that. I've seen it 3 or 4 times, and he maintains the lead.
Now Castroneves, can he get a run on Sato for second? Outside. And he's got him.
Great job, great job.
What an amazing pass.
Yes.
300,000 jump to their feet and roar as the 3-time winner takes a run at Max Chilton, the race leader.
See, Castroneves was smart, didn't try it in 1. He'll get the speed coming out of 2. Hopefully a draft down the backstretch. This is experience.
He can't afford to try a pass and then have to lift. And here is Sato back in the picture. Let's see if Chilton's line works again. And it does.
Previously, we've seen all the passes going into 1 because they usually have a headwind coming down the front stretch. Right now, because of the windsock and the way the wind is working, you have wind coming onto your car coming out of 3. That allows these guys to be able to commit to the pass.
Got to run here. Chilton stays in it.
He's got it.
Castroneves to the race lead. For second place, Sato inside of Chilton, giving Castroneves a little breathing room. Sato with a big run here. Takuma Sato to the lead.
We still have 5 laps to go.
Chilton has lost 3rd spot to Ed Jones.
Stay focused.
You've got to think Sato was feeling every vibration in that engine, every change of sound, anything different. After this lap, he has 4 to go, only 4 laps to go.
Sato, the 40-year-old from Tokyo. Remember in 2012, racing Dario Franchitti for the win. He went for it. Didn't work out. The car spun on him, and Franchitti won. But Sato back in the control of this race, but he's still got 3 and change laps to go with the 3-time winner Castroneves trying to find a way back to him. Good run here for Elio.
In the past, the best position to be is second place with 1 or 2 laps to go.
But we know that Honda seems to have just a little bit more power, a little bit more speed when you're running in a battle like this. But Elio's doing all the correct things, following in the draft perfectly.
The worst thing that can happen for Castroneves is if Jones gets on his tail and forces him to drive defensively. ...221.6 miles an hour last lap.
2 to go.
He's going to try the outside again. Nope.
Can't get it done there because the wind does not work with you. It has to be down the other end.
And Jones has closed the gap on Castroneves.
A lap and a half to go for Takuma Sato. He's won once in IndyCar Series competition. Former Formula One driver. Had one getaway a few years ago. Now he's going to see the white flag, and he's opened up a little bit of a gap on Castroneves. 1 lap to go in the Indy 500.
White flag. Keep hustling.
Castroneves tries to close, Sato tries to defend. 2 corners until the checkered flag.
Still clear by 2.
The one that got away comes back to him. Checkered flag is in the air, and the 101st Indianapolis 500 is won by Takuma Sato.
There are few celebrations in sports as steeped in tradition as this one. First, the victory wreath. The Firestone hat is already there. Next comes the ceremonial sip of milk and salute to the fans. And now, the kiss from the Indy 500 princess. We will walk in, he gets a big hug, and he's going to dive into his crew here. Oh my gosh, what an impressive run. Takuma, you did it. You did it, my friend. Describe this moment.
Unbelievable feeling. Oh, I can't thank enough to the whole team. Look at this, guys. Fabulous show. My grand routines, my goals. 100 euro sports, and everyone, and of course, Rufo home mortgage just broken a prime sponsor, Panasonic, Honda, Firestone, fantastic.
You battled one of the all-time veterans in Helio Castroneves those final 4 or 5 laps. He passed you. Then with 3 to go, you passed him back. Take us back through that move. Here's Michael Andretti. Oh my gosh. How about that for joy? Take us back about the move of passing Helio.
It was obviously the tough race, but Helio really drive fair, really fair. So I can trust him. I can really coming from outside, and a fantastic race. Hopefully, crowd enjoyed it.
In 2012, you came so close with Dario. You didn't get to finish. What did you learn that day that helped you win it today?
Well, this time I'm pointing right direction at someone, didn't I? So it's beautiful. You know, I grabbed something I left over in 2012, and thanks everyone. I can't thank enough to everyone's support.
They say this racetrack, she chooses who wins. At what point today, at what point in those final laps did you think, I've been chosen, it's me today?
Well, really, until 3 laps to go, we really didn't know. And when Helio come to the side-by-side 3 laps to go, that was the moment you got to go for it on a flat. And we did it, and we pulled away, and fantastic.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Indy 500 champion, Takuma Sato.
Chevrolet Duel in Detroit, Saturday and Sunday, June 3rd and 4th on ABC.